Hey guys, a lot of you liked my pitch for the Spider-Man 2099 movie, and I wanted to go a little bit more in depth with it because I noticed a lot of you in the comments were saying I was a little scattered, I didn't really have all my thoughts together, and it was true. I kind of didn't know exactly how I wanted to push it forward with some of the things I was talking about. But someone suggested I should make a synopsis. So I have two drafts here. I wanted to share them with you so I could get the thoughts out there so we can convince somebody to make this movie because I really want this movie, as I'm sure a lot of you also want like a Batman Beyond movie and stuff like that. So we're trying to push this campaign to get these future movies out. But anyway, let me just give you the synopsis, my two synopsises. So, like I said, the first one is a draft. The second one's also a draft, but it's more of like a redefined and longer version. So this first draft, I was kind of rough. I was just kind of writing it, and I just didn't really know how I wanted to word it. So I didn't really know what to do with it. But anyway, here it is. So, this is my first draft. This is not the one I would use. I would use the second one. But let me explain to you, I guess, the background of the future for this is, I guess, or what basically the world is going to view Spider-Man and stuff like that. So, let me explain. Years into the future, the world is used to heroes and villains fighting, but when it dies down, the world decides the age of heroes is over. But when a new threat emerges, a new hero must arise. So this is, again, a really rough draft that I made. This is my first one. I think a lot of you are going to like my second draft a lot better. It's way better. It goes in much detail with the story and the plot for the movie itself, rather than the background of the world views of heroes and villains and stuff. But anyway, let's but this is an important detail in the movie I would want to put in there about how heroes and villains are not really around much anymore. Of course, you got people who like Stark, who are still around, or Hulk and Wolverine and stuff, but they're mostly like propaganda now. They don't really do a lot of hero work anymore. If they do, it's very little, and nobody really knows about it. Same thing with Ghost Rider and stuff like that, because all those 2099 versions, stuff like that. So anyway, let me give you my second, and this is what I think is my best version. I feel like I made up a better one in my head, like a long time ago, but I forgot about it, and I just try to remember it to the best of my ability. But anyway, here it is. This is my second and hopefully the best synopsis for this movie and what it's about and stuff. Alright, so Miguel O'Hara is a scientist who works for a company called Alchemax, but when a freak accident gives him incredible abilities, he must learn to control his new powers. In a world where the police no longer tolerate heroes anymore, a new threat emerges from the depths and the sewers of the old world, committing vicious and heinous crimes and killings. Miguel must use his abilities to stop this deadly killer as Spider-Man in the year 2099. So at the end there, I wanted to establish that this is not in the present, this is in the future, because I wanted to build up this, the suspense. For some people, I would want to build up the suspense. Oh, is this in the future stuff? Obviously, it's going to be in the future, but if someone was like reading this in an article or something, I'm sure they'd be surprised. Oh my gosh, it's 2099 Spider-Man or something. But yeah, that is my synopsis for the movie. I guess a few more details I could do is, one person said that Crone is supposed to be more of a serial killer and stuff like that. And yeah, he is. But I was kind of hoping to tone it down a bit. I mean, because the thing is, are we trying to make a rated R Spider-Man movie, or are we trying to do a PG-13 movie? That's another question. If this movie does exist, for comic book people and for people who want to see like a Spider-Man 2099 movie, or Batman Beyond, any futuristic movies like that, do you think this movie should be rated R or rated PG-13? If it's rated R, then we can do the whole Crone killing people and stuff like that. But if it's PG-13, I'd have to tone that down and maybe do like a rated R version or something like that. Could do that. But I feel like it'd get a little complicated, especially with because Crone, he's a serial killer. He's a big ass scorpion, right? So he's gonna be spitting acid at people. He's gonna be like biting necks off and stuff like that. So it's like, how much do you need to tone down, or how much do you need to amp up for that character and to keep that character as, himself? So again, it's the question of like, when do you tone it down? When do you let it just go? Because obviously, when I go further in the synopsis about how it's in the sewers and the underworld, because in 2099 you got the upper world of New York City, and they got the old, broken down New York City. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, this is just my little synopsis. I mean, in my guess, a little bit of my response in my continuation of this push to get this movie out, or to give you my pitch for this movie. But yeah, that's my synopsis for the movie. I realize that this movie, with Miguel's villains, they're very vicious and they're very deadly, and they're way, way rougher than the Amazing Spider-Man. So it's like, yeah, how do you like approach this movie? Do you do it rated R? Do you do it PG-13? That's probably the first question you'd have to ask yourself when you start putting in all the details for this movie, especially if you're going in chronological order from the beginning to middle to end. But yeah, guys, that's my synopsis for the movie. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think this should be rated PG-13, rated R? Do you like my synopsis? Is there anything you would change in it? Do you like the idea? Are you on board for this? Let me know in the comments, and I'm out of here. Up, and away. See you guys.